right, everybody. It's about 11:05 here at the Craigjoy headquarters, so we're going to start this webinar. Again, it's me, Jesse Richardson, at Craigjoy and Subscription School, and I'm joined here today by
Vivek
Vivek.
Garg, yeah. Hi, everyone.
And you might know me. I put on most of the webinars. I work on Subscription School with Craigjoy. It's a place to get a bunch of free resources for building your business. Vivek, you want to tell us what you do at Craigjoy?
Yeah, I'm the general manager for the marketplace, which basically means, I am responsible for growing the marketplace and helping you get more subscribers.
Awesome. If you want to learn more about us, check out subscriptionschool.com. You can join our Facebook group, like our Facebook page. You've got the Craigjoy knowledge base. So if you've got questions about the platform, that's where you should go for that. If you want to see the marketplace in action, just head over to craigjoy.com and you can see what we're talking about today. Also, a super common question we always get during webinars is this being recorded? So it is being recorded. If you need to jump out early, this will be up on Subscription School in the video section in a day or two. Also, you can grab the slides that we're going over today if you want to work through them with us or just have them in your own records. In the handout section of the control panel, you should see a PDF that says Making the Most of the Marketplace, and you can download that and you can follow along or come back to that content. If you haven't checked it out, this is what it looks like. This is the Craigjoy Marketplace. Oh, there's my box. This is Subscription School, and it's this section right here, the videos, this videos tab, where you'll be able to find this webinar that's being recorded. And of course, if you want to join us for any of our other webinars, head over to our webinar calendar. This is our Facebook page, and this is our private Facebook group. So come into the group, interact with us, ask your questions there. We're super happy to have conversations with you and learn more about your problems and how we can address them. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Okay, so today we're talking about what is the marketplace and how does it work? What are we doing here at Craigjoy and really why are we doing it? What are some best practices for listings? And if you're confused about what a listing is, we'll definitely cover that. And then we're going to give you something to do at the end of the webinar today to get you actively working on getting more sales for your subscription business. We're going to go over this stuff probably in the next 30, 35 minutes or so, and then we'll open it up for about 15, 20 minutes of questions. So if you're asking questions throughout the webinar, we'll get to all those at the end of the content, and you're encouraged to ask as many questions as you want, of course. Okay, so the first part is, what is it exactly? How does it work? Why is it awesome? And of course it's awesome. And just kind of some basic things about the marketplace. Where we want to start with this is really the premise of what does this do? And this is really starting with us listening to you and listening to our merchants and figuring out how we can help you best run your businesses. And so obviously, we're providing a platform for you guys, and you guys are using our software to build your websites and manage your subscriptions and handle shipping. But outside of that, the biggest problem and the biggest kind of hurdle for people to get over is always customer acquisition. And customer acquisition means going out there and finding your subscribers. When we listen to you, we hear that you want help with understanding how to acquire subscribers. And what that even means, and what are the prices that you should be shooting for to acquire those subscribers. You're asking for more opportunities, more channels to find those new subscribers. And we've been listening to you guys, give us this feedback for a long time, and we've wanted to build a strong solution that actually addresses this in a really powerful and cohesive way. And that answer is the marketplace. And our marketplace and the marketplace team is tackling this head on. The goal of this program and the efforts associated with this program is getting you more subscribers. It's growing your business. It's growing your bottom line revenue and helping you be more successful at reaching more people and putting your product on more doorsteps. And that's really what the focus of today is going into these new strategies that we've been doing only for a short amount of time, and how that benefits your business and why it's an awesome thing to be a part of, and how to get more involved with it. So what is it? We kind of just talked a little bit about this. We showed you the marketplace. It's just craigjoy.com, and you can go there check that out in another tab if you'd like. It's basically the way that we like to think about it is it's the Amazon or the Etsy of subscription boxes. We have millions of people coming to Cratejoy looking for new subscription boxes to sign up for. And these things cover the gamut of different niches, everything from eco stuff to beauty and fashion to book clubs to geeky and gaming boxes to food boxes to baby boxes and family boxes to boxes for parakeets. I'm pretty sure I've seen a box for parakeets on our marketplace. So we are creating a shopping destination for people. We want to make it easy for people who love subscription boxes to find new subscription boxes, and we want to make it easy for people who have never heard about subscription boxes to find a subscription box that works for them, test it out, see what other people are saying about it, and discover the best subscription boxes that are out there. And for us, that means our merchants. And if you want to learn more about this, we really encourage you to go to subscription or to go to cratejoy.com. Look at the different things that we're doing. There's, check out some listing pages. Obviously, click through the categories. We've got other cool things, collections. These are based on like most love boxes, different themes, holidays. It could be like a summer box or a back to school box, and we have a trending and a hot subscription category. It's very much like the Etsy or that Amazon, where you can go there as a consumer and really quickly find some really awesome boxes that resonate with you, and it makes it really easy to find that and then subscribe to that box. And start getting awesome stuff at your doorstep. So in a short way, that's what the marketplace is. And besides that, outside of just kind of pulling people in and cataloging boxes, it's also a great place to get feedback from your subscribers, to get validation, not only for yourself, but for potential subscribers. So people will be searching the listing pages on the marketplace. They'll be reading what other people say. Here's a couple screenshots of just examples of that. So, we profile happy subscriber reviews. And then under your listing page too, you'll be able to see what people are saying about your box. And it's interesting here because one of the reasons that we built in this subscriber review section of the marketplace is, it's directly tied to sales. When people are getting more reviews for their boxes, they're going to be getting more sales. Not only that, but getting that feedback is going to be great for improving your product. So in addition to being a marketplace and a shopping destination, this is also a place for you to, learn a lot more about what your subscribers think of you, and be able to react on that stuff and make your product better continuously. So it's a really dynamic kind of environment for your business. And just on those things, I think it's an awesome opportunity to get listed somewhere and start to getting more eyeballs in your business. But honestly, that's not the most exciting thing we're talking about today. What we're going to be talking about is how we market your box, and some really cool things about how we're getting your product in the hands of powerful influencers and getting your product in front of the eyeballs of a lot of different people. The first thing that we want to talk about is COCA, and we're going to go over this in depth, but you can see it up here at the top of the slide. If you're asking yourself right now, what is COCA? What does this stand for? And why do I need to be thinking about it? This is a huge topic in any business, not just subscription businesses. This is a kind of a fact of the matter, whether you have a brick and mortar store, whether you're selling clothes or whatever it is, and through a unique e-commerce environment. This is something that any business and every business has to deal with. It's different for every business, but the existence of this metric, the cost of customer acquisition, exists for everybody. So COCA stands for cost of customer acquisition. You might hear this as CAC sometimes, CAC, customer acquisition cost. Whatever acronym you see it as, it basically means the same thing. The amount of money you need to spend to find a subscriber. This can vary greatly depending on your channel, depending on your product, depending on your your value propositions that you're pushing in your ads. But generally, we've seen some ranges here of how much it costs for a customer across different channels like Facebook and YouTube and organic content and that type of thing. For Facebook, we've seen costs anywhere from $20 per customer to $200 per customer. For YouTube, we've seen costs for anywhere between 15 bucks a customer to $150 a customer. Obviously, with you other strategies like organic content strategies and building out a blog, it can be a little bit more difficult to pull out that ROI and pull out that customer acquisition cost, but it takes a lot of time. I don't know if any of you have tried to build a blog or a content funnel for your business before, but if you have, that takes a lot of effort, and so it's really expensive in that sense. And just so you know, I mean, these aren't numbers that we're kind of just coming up with, because we're looking to throw numbers on a slide. A really interesting piece that we did on Subscription School a couple of weeks ago was it's called How We Brought Down Facebook Acquisition Cost by $190. And this was a campaign manager for Facebook that I interviewed, and she was working with a subscription box business who was paying in the upwards of like $240 per customer. And that wasn't even that bad of a deal for them. They were still kind of breaking even on those customers over the course of that subscriber's lifetime. But with her, campaign management skills, basically, she brought down this customer acquisition cost down to about $50. And even when you hear that, you might think to yourself, like, $50 for a customer, that feels kind of expensive. And it really is. I mean, it's a big deal. Customer acquisition cost is not some small part of your business. It's something that you need to factor into your price point. Most businesses spend something like 40% of their revenue acquiring new subscribers. And that's a big piece of the pie, right? And now it's obvious why you need to do that. You need to grow your business and you want to reach more people. And with subscription businesses, we're always battling this thing called churn, right? We're always looking to outpace the amount of people who are canceling. And so, as we work through this presentation here today, keep this in mind. Like, consider the amount of time and effort and money you would need to be spending to acquire customers yourself. And as we outline these strategies today, I think that you're going to get as excited as I am as a merchant about the marketplace and the opportunity that Cratejoy has been building for us and for our boxes. The cool thing about the marketplace is you pay for performance. You only pay for subscribers that we actually get you. If we put a bunch of time into a Facebook ad campaign and you don't get any subscribers and we spent a bunch of money, you don't owe us anything. The marketplace is going to be an environment that is zero risk for you. And even better than that, it's zero effort. We're the ones who are managing all these things. We're the ones running down all these negotiations. We're the ones dealing with all of the nuances and the stresses associated with figuring out where to get those customers and what's the right price to pay for those customers. So it's a performance-based, marketing opportunity for you. And you can ask any marketer in the world, if you can have any type of paradigm for acquiring customers, performance-based marketing is by far the best way to do it, because you don't want to spend a bunch of money and then not get anything, obviously. You only want to spend money when you actually get subscribers. And that's what the marketplace does. We do this in a bunch of different ways. The first way we like to do this is through Facebook advertising. So if you've ever dabbled in Facebook ads, and I know I have, you know that it's probably one of the most painful and potentially costly things that you can do. These are a couple examples that you can see of ads that we've run before. What's really cool about the Facebook ads that we're running is they're growing. They're growing 20% month over month. Some examples of what these ads look like, you can see at the bottom. We have different types of ads. But more importantly than the types of ads that we're offering, whether it's a video ad or a link ad or a kind of a gallery ad, you'll be featured in these ads, and you won't have to worry about targeting. You won't have to worry about choosing whether it's cost per click or optimized per impression. You don't have to really deal with those things. You don't have to worry about honing in on the right demographics in the right part of the country at the right age group. This is something that we're continuously optimizing and continuously working to keep costs down on. We have a team here who's just completely dedicated to making sure that our Facebook ads perform the best. Because like I said, you only pay on the performance of how well we market your box. And to kind of give you an anecdote about my own experience with Facebook ads, I've done hundreds, well maybe not hundreds, maybe dozens of campaigns at this point, and I paid everywhere from $20 to $70, $80 on campaigns that me and my teams have spent a lot of time building. And it's not only a question of the cost for the customer, but it was the amount of the time and the research and the education that we had to give ourselves to actually make a strong campaign. Um, I imagine that if some of you have tried to build a Facebook ad campaign before, you're probably just nodding in agreement that the amount of time it takes to learn how to do these things well is not it's not insignificant. It's a big challenge to do this well, and even more than that, it's a big risk that you put out there. You make a budget for an ad on Facebook, and you might drop in $250, and you don't get a guarantee from Facebook that you're going to get any subscribers. In fact, you don't even get a guarantee that you're going to reach the right people. It's all assumptions that you make yourself as a business owner. And one of the great things about being on the marketplace and having a listing on the marketplace is you're automatically going to be included in these types of advertisements and in these campaigns that we're building on Facebook. In addition to that, we also have a really cool blog called Box Insider. Box Insider, I think you can reach it at boxinsider.cratejoy.com is the URL. I think also cratejoy.com/box-insider. If you also just go to cratejoy.com, it's on the footer. But it's a subscription box blog. So it's a place where we have a team of writers, super talented writers who love subscription boxes, and they're doing like box roundups where they're choosing 10 planner and stationery subscription boxes. They're looking at the best organic beauty boxes. They're looking at the coolest niches like fandom boxes or like Harry Potter boxes, and they put together a collection of boxes. All the boxes that are being featured in these articles and in these roundups and little lists of boxes, those are all CrateJoy merchants who have listings in the marketplace. What's interesting about this is it's an organic content strategy, right? We just talked about the amount of effort it can take to do organic content on your own, from building a blog to writing that content to optimizing it for SEO, to finding the right just the whole process of building an article and building a post isn't super simple. Most people try to hire that job out. This is just another perk of being in the marketplace. We have a whole team of people who are just focused on writing these articles and who actually authentically really care about what they're writing about, and for whatever reason really love stickers or something like that. And this content isn't only shown on Box Insider. It's syndicated. We include it in emails. It's promoted on Facebook. This is stuff that we spend a lot of time not only building and making interesting to the consumer, but also marketing it and making sure that people are actually reading it. So check out Box Insider. It's a really cool outlet for subscription boxes. And like I said, by being in the marketplace, you get access to this. Similar to this is box reviewers. So there are some major box review sites out there, and you said we can mention names, right? Okay, so you might be thinking like, My Subscription Addiction, or Hello Subscription, or Subscription Box Addicts, or Subaholic. There are tons of review sites out there, and they're awesome. All these bloggers, they're great. They do a great job of what they do. They have huge followings, and at CrateJoy, we love them. But if you ever tried to reach out to these people and coordinate reviews on your own, it's actually not very easy. They're being hit with thousands of inquiries every single day. They've got a lot of partnerships that they're trying to structure. They have different ways that they structure it. My Subscription Addiction might structure it differently from Subaholic, and they structure it differently from XYZ subscription box person. So it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of footwork. And I remember when these people were first coming out with their blogs, it was such a kind of a rush to kind of get in front of consumers and start to build this type of content, that so many people started to build these sites without really thinking about how they were going to be structuring partnerships. So all these partnerships were structured differently, and that's created a really kind of a unique environment where it's not impossible to work with all these people, but it is really time intensive. With the marketplace, we've partnered with them, and we've reached out to every single one of these people individually. We've set up our partnerships. We've handled those negotiations with them, and we've got a couple cool things that have come out of this. Number one, they give priority to CrateJoy boxes who are in the marketplace. So you might wonder, like, how do they decide who posts what first? And a part of the priority is based on their partnerships. And with the partnership with CrateJoy, we make sure that they give our partners and our merchants kind of a first serve of reviews and priority in newsletters and social media posts and that type of thing. Um, and that's great because that's faster promotion for you. So if you get your June box to somebody, or um, you know you send off your bonus box to a reviewer, and it's 6 weeks later and you still haven't gotten that review up, it can be really frustrating. And you can send emails and emails and you end up spending hours trying to get a review up. That's something that you don't have to deal with when you're a part of the marketplace. We have a team dedicated to staying in touch with these people, making sure that we continue to be best friends, and making sure that we continue to get your reviews out in a timely fashion. So when you think about how hard it is to get a hold of these people, to negotiate, to pressure them to complete the reviews, just take that whole operation off your plate. Let us handle that hard work for you and focus on building your business. The other cool thing is we're always adding more. I mean, we have our ears to the ground for subscription box reviewers, and we find the best people, and we partner with them and we vet them for you. So you don't have to worry about going through like your inbox full of inquiries and say, "Hey, I have the subscription box review site. Can you send me a free box?" You no longer have to worry about like going through and looking at their social media and looking at their site and actually wondering if it's actually a good idea. Like, do they actually have a good following? We do that footwork for you, and we're always building that repertoire of boxes, and that means more exposure for you. Um, this is what I'm really, really excited about. So one of the biggest ways to grow your subscription box business is by partnering with influencers. Subscription box bloggers, they're great. They have a captive audience, but it's a very specific type of customer, the type of customer who already know about subscription boxes. If you are in any of the other webinars with me, from how to get your first 25 subscribers, to how to launch your subscription business, I mean, that like day and night I'm saying work with influencers, work with influencers, work with influencers. It's one of the best ways to scale your business because they have a captive niche audience that loves them as an influencer and is interested in the content they're posting. Now, if you've listened to that stuff and you've been in those webinars and then you went and you tried to go do that, you know that just like with subscription box bloggers, this isn't always easy to do. You've got to, first you've got to build a list of leads. Then you've got to reach out to those leads. You've got to make a pitch to those leads, and see if they're interested in even reviewing your box. If they are interested in reviewing your box, you've got to negotiate with them. Do they want to pay, cost per click? Do they want to pay? Do they want to be paid by the views they're getting you? Do they want a flat rate? Do they want just $2,000 for a video? This is just that same realm of Cratejoy taking over those negotiations, Cratejoy being your being your sales representative, really, and finding people who work in your niche, and getting a bunch of great boxes in their hands. And below you can see a couple examples of this. And these aren't small influencers. We're not targeting people who have 500 followers and who get 15 likes on their photos or 15 thumbs up on their videos. These are people who have strong followings that can actually demonstrate traffic and demonstrate sales. So you can look on the bottom here, and both these videos have around 30,000 views on them, and you can see in the bottom left these screenshots. These people have 100,000 subscribers, 170,000 subscribers. We our team at the marketplace is finding these partners, making sure that the best partners possible, and then getting your boxes in their hands. And that's just a perk for you. You don't have to worry about paying them. We deal with all of that. There's no dollar amount that you have to dish out to us to get you these reviews. And that's really, really powerful and a great way to scale your business. And in fact, most of the biggest subscription boxes out there, they're the ones using this strategy. So this is a winning strategy, and it's my favorite strategy, and I think it's something that everybody should be doing. But like I said, it takes a lot of time, and it can be totally different influencer to influencer. So this is another way that we're handling that stuff for you. It goes on. I don't mean to drag on here, but we're marketing your box in other ways too. One of the coolest ways we're doing this is through email marketing. Cratejoy has almost 100,000 email subscribers who are all interested consumers who love subscription boxes. And this is growing fast. This is growing like 30% month over month. We are getting tens of thousands of people signing up for this newsletter, and the marketplace is a pretty brand new thing. This email marketing that we do is focused on specific themes. They're focused on specific collections. So here's a couple examples. You can see we got these Potter picks. That was for Harry Potter's birthday, which was on July 31st, in case anybody didn't know and needed to go pick him up a birthday present. So we have a designer who's obviously a fantastic designer. We have a content team who is fantastic at writing content, and we build these emails and we create collections. So you can see your Shop Harry's collection. If you got like a fandom box, or a geek box, your box would have been included in that collection. And then 100,000 people get this email in their inbox. They click through it and they can see the 20, 30, 40 boxes or so on Cratejoy that are associated with this category. And that's not just Harry Potter stuff. That's stationery, stickers. That can be artisan food. That can be beauty stuff. That could be other fandom things. It could be movies. It could be books. It could be every single niche that we represent at Cratejoy will get a dedicated newsletter at some point. They'll be a part of some collection. Um, and it's just another easy way to get your box in front of more eyeballs. And if you've ever worked with email marketing before, you know that it's actually one of the most cost-effective ways to get subscribers. Social ads can be a little bit if you don't know how much you're going to spend. Influencers, their audience may or may not like it. But when it comes to email marketing, actually, just a couple of weeks ago, if you were in the email marketing webinar, we went over the study that surveyed all the largest retailers in the United States, and 84% of them said that email marketing was the most effective and, more importantly, most cost-effective way to get subscribers. This is another process that we're completely running for you. You don't have to supply us with an email design, and you don't have to supply us with your marketing content. Our team will do all that stuff for you, and that means more subscribers for you. And yes, there's even more. Outside of this, we do a bunch of other really, really cool things to get more people to the marketplace, and that means more subscribers to your box. That can include our CEO, Amir. You can see him on the left-hand side in the blue shirt, going on live television and pitching subscription boxes for you, and actually bringing subscription boxes to the studio and opening them up and saying, this box is awesome for this reason. So that's him on Fox and Friends. We work with content with NPR. We've worked with content on Forbes. I think another one was like Bloomberg Tech. We have a whole, there are dozens of examples of us doing this, and I don't have this. The slide isn't big enough for it to include all of it. And it's just another way that we're running down a funnel. We're running down the process to get you subscribers, and to get more people heading back to your listing and buying your subscription box. And you can see too with like this Forbes article, we'll focus on a story, and it might be a specific box that gets chosen, something that really stands out to us and something that stands out to the publication that wants to write about it. And you can see here Green Orchard got a whole spotlight piece in Forbes just by being part of the marketplace. They did not have to pay us for this. When you go to a PR agency or like a media consultant, they'll charge you thousands of dollars to get this stuff done for you. And it's because it takes a lot of work. You gotta run these people down. You've got to make them pitch them. You've got to work with them on the story. It takes a lot of time to get this stuff. To get this stuff actually from an idea phase to actually a published piece. And this is something, just another way that we're working our butts off here on the marketplace team to get people looking at your box. I know that was a lot of stuff. So like I said, if you've got questions through that, feel free to post in the question section. We're happy to go through this stuff in more detail. But, those are like 6 different strategies that we tackle head on to get subscribers to your business. Outside of this, you might be wondering like, okay, I definitely want to have my marketplace listing and I want to make sure it looks as good as possible. Like, what do I need to do this? We've identified a couple of best practices. And I also want to tell you show you guys some feedback that we have from merchants about the marketplace and about their experience. So really quick, let's talk about optimizing your listing. So a couple of good listings that I would really suggest everybody go check out would be Pipsticks. They do really well in the marketplace. And other good examples would be the Bookish box, Love and Blessed. All 3 of these boxes are really cool. Their owners are awesome, and they spend a lot of time working on their listing pages to make sure they look great. And so what does this really mean? It really means kind of 3 things. Number 1, high quality product pictures. The best thing that can sell your product usually is your product. So spend time, making sure you've got high quality, high resolution photos that really profile your picture or profile your product in a really cool way. Focus on getting a good description. Something that's short, compelling, and interesting to the type of people you think you're going to be selling to. For example, Pipsticks here, it's subscriptions for sticker lovers. It's not like a crazy long pitch. It's 4 words, and that works. That works really well for their audience. So a great description that works on selling your product and what's inside, and then getting yourself more honest and more positive reviews from subscribers. Like we mentioned earlier in the webinar, one of the coolest things about the marketplace is that it's a place where subscribers can have the opportunity to let you know what they think about your box. We just launched a new feature where you can get product feedback after you've done a shipment. But outside of that, if you're just looking to get unsolicited feedback, which can be some of the most powerful feedback for your business, the marketplace is the place to do that. And the more feedback you get on your marketplace listing pages, when you start to push people there and say, hey, please leave me a review on this marketplace page, that's when you can start to get some really cool social momentum. And when new subscribers or new potential subscribers hit your listing, they scroll through, they read that, and they're like, wow, this actually is a really great business. They're not just saying that they do good things. People actually say that they do good things too. So check out Pipsticks, check out the Bookish Box, check out Loved and Blessed. And I really encourage you just to go through the marketplace and look at what listing pages work well for you. Or look interesting to you, and try to emulate those types of pages, because the better you have your listing page set up, the higher that conversion rate is going to be. So what do people think? Do merchants actually like what we do, or are we just tooting our own horn? No, merchants do. They do. Our merchants love what we're doing. Here's a couple examples. I want to say thank you for featuring Zenomatic in the July Favorites video. A newsletter about Father's Day gifts. We have the CEOs, emailing us and saying that they love it. We have Paper Street Books and Comics, posting on their Facebook page saying, thank you so much for this opportunity. That we have people handwriting cards to us. I think we've even gotten cupcakes on a couple of occasions in the office. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of those cupcakes. But you can see here, we've got this beautiful handwritten card that, it's just an outpouring of excitement and support from our merchants, because not because we're trying, but because we're doing. Because we're coming back to the fundamental idea of how can we help address this problem of, I want to grow my business, I want to have more subscribers. And by doing the strategies that we just went over, it's generating real subscribers for people. It's generating real revenue for people, and it's giving them the support they need to focus on making their product the best product it can be, and to grow their business and to do other things in their business to make it easier for them to operate this, and to be their own boss, and make sure that they can keep on working on something that they're passionate about. And when you sit around our team meetings here at CreateJoy, and our quarterly meetings, and we think about what we need to be doing next, this is the stuff that gets pulled out, and this is the stuff that gets people excited, and gives everybody in the room goosebumps. Is saying, our merchants love us because we're actually doing real things that affect their lives and affect their businesses in really positive ways. And we want to get this type of feedback from you guys. So if you're in this webinar and you haven't had a listing page up, or you've been hesitant about it, let us know what your thoughts are about it, how we can make this more compelling and more effective for you, because we want you to ultimately feel like this is your team. We are here to work for you, and everybody on our team here is invested in this process, and we want to make it as effective and as powerful as we can for you, because we want to see you guys succeed. So as you know, I have to include this in every single one of my webinars. At this point, I think we've made a pretty nice outline of what we do with the marketplace, the things that we're doing, the new things that we're doing, and how that's actually affected merchants. And so if you haven't had a listing page, put it up. If you get no loss. You only pay for the performance of us getting subscribers. And that said, I want to give you guys an assignment. So it's August 17th today. By August 24th, if you think this stuff is interesting to you, me when I'm a merchant, this stuff is really interesting to me. I want to give you a week to do a couple things. Make sure you're able to get on the marketplace. I think it requires 1 subscriber. and start to edit, optimize your listing based on the advice that we went over, the Pipstick, the Love and Blessed, the Bookish Box. Check out the marketplace, see what the people that are doing great things, see what they're doing, and emulate that. Submit your listing for approval. It doesn't take very long to get approved. We look for just a couple things in the listing to make sure it's accurate and that it's done correctly. And then next up, sit back. Start working on your business. Start looking at your next month's product. Start looking at how you're going to make your packaging better, and let us start to do some work for you on building your business and getting you more subscribers. This is probably the coolest assignment that I've given out in a webinar, because the next step of it is really you turning back and focusing on your business and working on new things and improving your business in other ways, while we're continuing to do that footwork and continuing to, like I said, add to that bottom line revenue, help you with that biggest request that you have, get more customers, give you more marketing opportunities. If you're confused about how to set up your listing, shoot us an email at support@createjoy.com. We're happy to help. It's pretty easy. Here's a quick screenshot. You go to the marketplace section in your dashboard. It's on the left-hand side under coupons and above account. It's basic stuff. Just fill out your basic information. As you can see with the Pipsticks example, they had a lot of photos, so make sure you've got a bunch of good photos to add. You spend some time thinking about how you want your box to come up in searches. So go to the SEO section. Make sure you're phrasing everything right, and as a searcher would. Connect your social links. Make sure that when people hit your marketplace page, they can go then connect with you on Facebook and on Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can even preview it. You can save it as a draft and come back to it later. You don't have to do all this stuff at once. And then just hit submit for approval. It's only 3 steps to get this listing page up, and I think you can probably get it up in 90 seconds if you were really, really fast and you had everything ready. So I would suggest, like I said, if you haven't had a listing page up, go through, put it up, see what happens, see what kind of traffic you get, see if you start to get sales from it. I see constantly in our subscription school Facebook group and the CreateJoy merchant community group, people who say, I get 30, 40, 50%, 60% sometimes of my subscribers to the marketplace. And so if you're sitting there and you're kind of struggling at the 10, 20 subscriber mark, maybe you're at the 150 mark and you're trying to get up to 200 subscribers, this might be the next piece of the strategy that will get you to that next level. And if you're confused about any of these things, let's do a Q&A. And before we go over your questions, we want to address a couple commonly asked questions, and we can do these things pretty quickly. And of course, if you jump in and answer any of these, feel free to. Let's start with the first one. The first one's, can I do my own marketing? And so this is, you might wonder, like, okay, so you guys are doing all these things, like, can I still market my own box? The answer is super simple here. Of course you can. We totally support you going out there, getting your own reviews, marketing your box on Instagram. Obviously, we want to push you. We want you to push as much traffic as you can to your listing page or to your website, and get as many people checking out as possible. So don't hear this presentation as we become your marketer and then you can't do anything else for your business. This is just complementary. This should complement your existing customer acquisition strategy. What if I want to work with these partners directly? You want to answer that one?
Yeah, sure. We totally encourage you to do your own marketing. And, if you decide that, hey, you've got a relationship or a personal relationship with a particular partner and you want to work with them directly, by all means. I think the only thing that we request is you just let us know and the partner know that you want to work with them directly. And so that, we avoid the redundancy of work. And so, that's basically it.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about how you only pay for performance, and that fee, which you haven't mentioned until now, is 10%. So it's 10% of when that subscriber actually is generating you revenue. This isn't like 10% in addition to your normal fees through CreateJoy. It's not 10% of every single sale. It's only 10% of the transaction that someone checks out with on the marketplace. If you have a subscriber that checks out on your website directly, the 10% fee is not there. If you have a subscriber who checks out, they click through one of your emails and then they checked out on your website, you don't get charged that 10%. If you get 0 sales to the marketplace and 500 subscribers that month, none of those subscribers are going to have a 10% fee. The 10% fee is only when someone checks out through the marketplace and when that person renews. So it's purely based on the performance of the types of subscribers that we're attracting you. Um, that's really important, and I want to make sure everybody here really understands that it's not an additional 10% fee on top of the platform cost and the transaction fee. It's only for the performance of our marketing. Um, so is 10% higher than I would normally pay?
Yeah, so I think in general, I've seen uber successful businesses, and I've been a part of several of those, that have gone on to scale to like $500 million in revenue. Uh, you know, Going from small businesses to large businesses, I have seen uber successful businesses spend about 40% of their total revenue on marketing dollars. So at 10%, we feel this is very economical, especially it's a steal, especially because there's a lot of effort that goes in, and there's a lot of risk that's associated with it as well. And so, CreateJoy is taking on 100% of the upfront financial risk, and so it totally is within the range that we've seen. It's actually on the lower side of it. If you look at Amazon or Etsy or eBay, they have lots of different slabs, paying for listing, paying for the volume of subscribers that you get, and so on and so forth. So anywhere between 13% and 25% is the average that you'll see on all marketplaces. We're at 10%.
Yeah, and not only is that a low percent, but I want to make sure everybody understands like what that actually means. So let's say you have a box that's worth $29.95, right? And we get you a subscriber in the marketplace, and you pay 10% from that transaction. That's $2.95, right? And let's say that subscriber sticks with you for 10 months. You end up paying $29 for that subscriber. Well, like we talked about earlier, it's not irregular to pay in the upwards of 20, 30, 40, $50 per subscriber. You might end up paying the normal acquisition cost for that customer over the lifetime of that subscriber's subscription, but you pay for it in pieces. Effectively, CreateJoy finances your customer acquisition cost, and if that person cancels before, let's say 5 months in, and you only end up paying $3, you end up paying $15 for that subscriber, and we paid $50 for that subscriber, you don't have to pay us back that stuff. That's the fee stops when the subscriber stops subscribing to your subscription. So the fee is recurring, but even when you include the recurring fee, it's still so much more economical than a normal customer acquisition cost that you get through Facebook. And even more than that, the fact that it's financed over time is a marketer's dream. If I could get Facebook to finance my customer acquisition costs over 10 months, I would be like in heaven. So the fee is 10%. It is recurring, but because of the amount of risk that we're taking on, the team of a half dozen people that are managing all these things, it's a very, 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 very low price for subscribers. And coming from background of scaling companies up to 30, 40,000 subscribers, like Vivek said, it's not crazy to pay 40%, 50% of your revenue to be getting more subscribers. Or even when you get to start raising capital, it's not strange to be devoting the majority of that capital just to customer acquisition. So it's a very low nominal fee. It's very, very fair, and the flexibility it gives you as a business owner, I think, it's honestly priceless. So we kind of talked about this, why there's subscriber reviews in the marketplace. We'll just go over this really quickly. It's so subscribers can leave their feedback, you can learn from that feedback, and also so potential subscribers can hear what people think. So how do I get more exposure with you? You can reach out to us at shop@createjoy.com. So just the word shop, SHOP, @createjoy.com. And our marketing and product team will do our best to feature you in the marketplace in our newsletters, in our ads, in our collections, in our blog articles, in our influencer reviews. Obviously we can't feature everybody every single day, but reach out to us. We are, more than happy to see what we can do to get you in front of more eyeballs. And like I said, the whole reason that we've developed this program and the team is laser focused on this these last few months is because we want to help you get more subscribers. We want to help you grow your business, and we want to help make sure that you can do that with little effort, or actually zero effort, and little risk or zero risk. So it's about zero effort, zero risk for us or for you. and us taking that stuff on. So you can focus on the important thing of growing your business and doing more cool things to improve your product and keep people happy with the product. So with that said, let's do a Q&A. Let's chat about what you guys have to say. I'm really interested to see how many questions we have and what they are. So I'm going to leave up these action item reminders. It has a brief little recap here. We take on the overhead and operations so you can build your business. We take the risk. You pay for performance. Make sure to check out the marketplace today. Go to crateshow.com. Make sure to submit your listing for approval. And then, like I said, contact us if you want to get some more information. Looks like we've got quite a bit of questions. So Chris asked, what type of marketing does Cratejoy do and over what time period? So I think we answered the first part, what type of marketing we do, everything from blog posts to email marketing to influencer marketing to traditional marketing with Fox and Friends and NPR and that type of thing. Over what time period? We're doing this all the time.
Yeah, so we're doing this continuously. I think, Chris, one of the things to keep in mind is that, all the channels that Jesse mentioned, they are the ones that, are ongoing right now. In addition to that, we continuously experiment with new channels. So, he probably mentioned like 6 or 7 different channels. At any time, we've got, our feet in 15 to 20 different channels, but we're very methodical. Any channels that don't provide us value for our merchants, whether the volume isn't there or the cost of acquisition is too high, we'll stop them. We double down on the ones that work, and we continuously experiment and optimize. And so time period is ongoing. For example, Facebook prospecting and retargeting ads, we've got retargeting ads for all our merchants. So if a potential customer comes to your listing page on the marketplace and then doesn't buy and then goes off, and then they go to Facebook, and they're browsing around, they will see your ad, your particular listing products ad on Facebook, and that's forever until we shut it down.
And Chris also asked, how many markets and how many countries?
Yeah, that's a great question. So markets, I'm guessing you mean by different categories and verticals. I believe right now our products that we have are around 80 different verticals. They could go from beauty to geek and gaming to pet food, specifically dog food or witchcraft or bodybuilding, like all sorts of stuff, baby stuff as well. And then there was another question: how many countries?
How many countries?
So right now, I am guessing. So I'm guessing you mean subscribers from how many different countries? Last time I checked Google Analytics, we had subscribers from 150 different countries. I'm not kidding. It's 150 different countries. I would say, of course, the distribution varies, but we've got a pretty international following, and we have a healthy mix of women and men.
And do we when we do our retargeting, do we retarget people just exclusively in the US, or do we retarget people in the UK, or basically just retarget wherever they came in?
We retarget wherever, but it's campaign specific. And any point in time, we might have 10 to 15 different campaigns running on each channel. So some of them may be US specific. If it's an international collection, then right. We try and focus on it. All depends on the content.
Yeah, and Chris, I know that you're based out of the UK, so I think your probably question is if I was part of the marketplace, would a UK box be able to get value from the marketplace? The answer would be yes. If you'd be included in a campaign or a collection or something like that, you'd be marketed to the demographic that would buy your box.
Yeah, I mean, we try to do as much as possible, to optimize, and we're continuously optimizing. And slip ups will happen here and there, but in general, we're actually pretty particular about making sure that we hit the right audience. We're really particular about that, because if you don't hit the right audience, even if you're not paying attention to those things, your cost of customer acquisition is going to increase because you're not hitting the right audience, which will force you to then reevaluate, are you hitting the right audience?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so we got another comment here. So a friend found an Instagram ad that featured my business and used the marketplace images, but the only issue is that the marketplace images were different size than the Instagram square images, and the image looked a little funky. Should there be a separate repository for images that will be used for Instagram ads? Yeah, I mean, if you see something funky, let us. Our team will usually catch that stuff. But of course, just reach out to us at shop@crateshow.com. And if you have some images that you specifically want to provide to us, just let us know, and we're happy to do that for you.
Yeah, usually, we're pretty good with, we know, the difference between like all the requirements that Facebook has or retargeting platforms have and Instagram has. If there's a specific instance, where things look funky, we'll be happy to correct that. So reach out to us at ShopAd.
Cool. So Dina says, how much to be featured in a review article? There's no specific cost. It's totally free. It's just
Zero.
it's just that commission.
Yeah.
So Nathaniel says, no need to convince me. I love the idea of 10% risk-free commission per sale. I love for you to bring us huge volumes, but what I am interested in is to know something about the volumes you're selling and how that varies between boxes. We just don't see much volume from the marketplace. We've had a small uptick from that planner collection you just had on your slide, but even that was only 1 or 2 per day. Are we doing something wrong with our listing, or do you only expect a sale every few days? It's a tiny percent of our total sales. Are we an outlier, or is this the expected rate of customer acquisition for the marketplace?
I think that's a great question. Of course, every merchant is not going to see the same uptick. In general, we've seen back in March 2016, let me get the numbers right, 35% of all small merchants were getting, no, sorry, my bad. All the small merchants were getting 35% of their sales from the marketplace. 4 months later, that is about 55% now. So it all depends on, what sort of campaign. Some campaigns, for example, the Harry Potter campaign, it was his birthday on July 31st. So we got a few boxes together and we promoted those. A lot of those boxes are sold out. And so we're starting to see more and more from merchants that they are basically getting many subscribers, and it's not just due to the marketplace. They may be doing other things as well, but they are getting sold out before that they expected to. So this is the kind of things, the problems that we're now starting to see, which are good problems. So yes, in some cases you may not see, some merchants that are, if you grow into a merchant that has 10,000 plus subscribers, there's a good chance that you may not see as many subscribers, or the percentage of subscribers that you get from the marketplace is smaller. We've seen on an average, smaller subscribers get a significant portion of their customers from the marketplace. But again, please reach out to us at shop@cratejoy. I think we talk to a lot of different merchants, and if we'll see how the marketplace can help you, and if we cannot, we'll just help you do better marketing on your own as well.
And I think another kind of, just to wrap it up on that question, is a lot of the stuff that we went over today too is stuff that we have recently optimized a lot more, and even just the last couple months. I mean, this is stuff that we've been testing, and as we get better results, we put more time and energy and effort into it, and that can lead to more sales down the road. So there are some things that we've been doing that I think we're getting better at, and you can kind of expect us to see better results as we get better about what we do. And that's kind of one of the nice things about just paying for performance, is that if we spend a lot of time working on something and it doesn't really pan out for a lot of subscribers for you, that's no risk. It's not something that you have to worry about. And if we optimize something and we get really, really good at it, that's even more beneficial for you, because that means more subscribers for you. So Dina says, our box is mostly appealing to a specific demographic. What are the ethnicity and gender breakdowns of the audience for the marketplace?
Yeah, so on the gender side, it's 70. Currently, it's for the last 30 days, if you look at it, it's like 70% female, 30% male, and majority across male and female. They range between 18 and 54 years of age. Ethnicity, that's a great question. I actually don't know. That is something that we should look at. So I'm going to make a note of it. Yeah. But that's a really good question.
Yeah, we'll make a note of that, and then maybe even, like I said, reach out to us at shop@cratejoy, and maybe there's some unique type of collection that we can do based on your niche or your vertical that can be inspiration for a new collection for us, or something like that, or some type of new some type of new way that we can market a group of boxes, based on what you're selling. Chris asks, could you offer email creation service for members? No, we don't. So you're thinking like a MailChimp or a Campaign Monitor. We don't offer email creation service. How do I get my box on CrateJoy's Box Insider blog? Should I contact Cheyenne directly? Just email us at shop@cratejoy.
Yeah, and Cheyenne is the person who does a lot of this stuff. So when you email shop@cratejoy, it will come to her. We've got a calendar of events, for the entire year. And so there are lots of themes that we are working with, which is hand curated. There's also a set of emails that is more automated and data driven, where your boxes could automatically show up.
And Dan, it looks like you also asked, how do you get on special channels? How do you get in the influencers? How do you get in the email marketing campaigns? Same answer. Just reach out to us at Shop and we'll see. Like I said, we can't feature everybody every single day, but reach out to us. We'll figure out when we can put you in those things, and then we'll work with you to make sure that you can get some eyeballs on your box. So Deborah says, I live in Canada. Will Cracho also work for my business because most of what I'm seeing and hearing is for the businesses in America?
Yeah, that's actually not true, Deborah. We have a lot of Canadian boxes, we have a lot of Australian boxes, and UK. So it is all sorts of different countries. Of course, US forms the bulk of our subscribers right now, but it is all over the place. Australia has, I don't remember the exact, but I think it was like 30 plus merchants are from Australia, maybe even more. Just and numbers from the top of my head.
And that's something too. Like as we grow and expand, like we are totally we hear you guys' voices in Canada and the UK and in Australia, and we want to make this service in the marketplace work better for you. So it's something that we're definitely thinking about, and we're always working on to get better. Not only educational content for you guys, but more opportunities for you guys. Um, so Barbara asks, will you talk briefly about pricing? And
Yeah.
Chris also asked, what are the costs?
Okay, so let me actually take this on. I think Jesse did mention this in the webinar, but let me clarify again, because I think this is really important. The goal of the marketplace, we looked at what problem are we trying to solve. The number one thing that merchants want from us in the monthly and quarterly surveys that we do is more marketing opportunities. And so we said, marketplace, we've seen that more and more of our merchants, they're really good at sourcing and fulfilling and creating great products, but many of them may not be experts at marketing. And this is something that we do really well. We've got a dedicated marketing team, we've got a dedicated product team that is continuously optimizing the website. And so we focus on those things. We focus on getting you subscribers. And so when it comes to the fee, you pay 10% of every transaction that happens on the marketplace. So if a person comes to the marketplace and buys your product through the marketplace, which basically means the checkout happens on the marketplace, then you pay 10% of the transaction value. If the person comes to the marketplace and then bails, and then 10 days later goes to your website, or one day later goes to directly to your website and buys something from you, you don't pay the 10%. If you do your own marketing and drive people to your own website and they buy from your website, you don't pay the 10%. So I think that is really important to realize. The other thing that I want you to take away, I would like you to take away from this webinar, is that marketplace is zero effort, zero risk. If we spend $100,000 with Facebook or YouTube, or going on the Today Show, and you get zero subscribers, Cratejoy takes that $100,000 hit on its books. You take zero. So you pay only when you get a subscriber, and as long as the subscriber stays. So like Jesse mentioned, if Cratejoy spent $100 to acquire a subscriber and they stayed only for 1 month with your subscription for whatever reason, you pay just for that 1 month, the 10% of that 1 month. So that's basically the idea of the marketplace.
So Dina asks, can you leave the marketplace if it's not working?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the thing to keep in mind, Dina, I'm actually really happy that you asked this question, is you could totally leave, but personally, as a merchant myself, I don't know why you would, because I would just keep my listing page up, and if it's not working, I mean, whatever, it's not working.
Yeah.
If it is working, I can see that it is working, and then I want to keep it up. There's no harm in
Yeah.
having another opportunity for people to check out.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, Dina, because one thing that I forgot to mention in the fee part, it's absolutely free to list.
Right. Yeah, the listings are free. You don't pay for anything.
Nothing at all. Yeah.
And then Dina also asked, do you take commission on the shipping charges?
Shipping charges. That is actually a great question. I
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. Let me actually note that down. And who, Dina Williams? Okay, we'll definitely get back to you
Yeah,
somehow on
yeah,
this. You know,
yeah.
uh,
We have your email. Which I don't think so.
yeah,
I
that's
assume it's just for the transaction of the subscription product itself. It doesn't. I don't think
yeah.
I mentioned that.
We'll
We'll double
have to
check.
get back to you
Yeah.
on that. Yeah.
Okay, so Gregory says the marketplace can essentially replace me having to do the pre-launch phase. Correct. Gregory, I don't know if I would say that because you should be doing a pre-launch to generate yourself a list of leads, right? So you can launch your business with a few hundred subscribers or a few dozen subscribers or a few thousand subscribers if it was a really big splash. The marketplace is a nice complementary marketing service, but I wouldn't launch a subscription business, turn your listing on, and then expect for us to grow your business for you. I think you should, you know, validate your idea with the pre-launch, build yourself a list of leads, make sure that you have a good product market fit with your business, and give yourself that validation. Launch your business, market to your existing leads, and then put up your marketplace listing. Like the marketplace listing is, I think, super valuable, but I don't think that you should try to skip a whole phase of your business like a pre-launch because there's a
Yeah.
lot of other attributes about the pre-launch outside of getting early sales that are really important.
Yeah, I think we do want to get to, what you're asking about, Greg, is, can the marketplace be the
Right.
pre-launch phase? We're just not there yet.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about. And it's a really interesting idea, but I don't think it's there yet. So I wouldn't jump the gun on it quite yet. So the guidelines that I read on Subscription School indicated an $8 target for COGS. This will be much higher for long-term customers. Is there a cap, or is there something the marketplace customers have raised? Dina, it really depends on what you're reading on Subscription School. That might have been just like a hypothetical based on some example. The cost of goods isn't like an isn't like set in stone for anybody. We actually have a Cratejoy calculator, a subscription box pricing calculator, where you can plug in what you think your costs are going to be. You might have just been taking an example. For example, with my current business, our cost of goods is definitely higher than $8. More important than the amount of dollars you spend on your cost of goods is the amount of profit margin you want to build in. So based on your cost of goods, including shipping, um, based on your cost of goods, including shipping, then you want to build in like a 40% gross profit margin. So, I would say, kind of think about how you're pricing your box. I wouldn't think that like $8 is like a specific target that you want to hit. I mean, if you try to have a $20 box, that actually sounds about right. But it really depends on what your price point is for your business and what margins you're looking for. So I think that answers your question. This will be much higher for longer term customers. Is there a cap? So let me know if that answered your question, Dina. Um, Barbara says, how much detail in photo for a new box launch page? So Barbara's asking about a pre-launch. Barbara, I'll come back to that question if we have time for it at the end. We're going over a couple minutes, and we're gonna try to take these last 5 or 6 questions here.
About 25, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we can power through them pretty quickly. Jennifer just says, I want to say thank you. I love seeing an advertisement that come across Instagram while I'm working myself to increase traffic. Our recent Cratejoy email campaign helped us to meet our goal that we would have not have met without Cratejoy. It feels like we have multiple marketing teams. Thank you. Only one question. How do we get notified when someone submits a review when they respond to a review email request sent by email, or does it just show up on the marketplace?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're just beginning to realize that the beauty of a marketplace is closing the feedback loop. I think this is something that a lot of businesses miss. As soon as a customer buys from them, they drop the ball. They don't get feedback. And I think one of the things that we've seen is getting feedback from the subscriber really helps the merchant. It is not to criticize a merchant or the product. It is to help them understand why is a cancellation happening or why are customers happy with them. So right now our review process is pretty, let's say, preliminary. Right now, I believe we don't notify the merchant when a review comes up. Having said that, what we do is that if there is a negative review that comes on, we right now we inform the merchant and we reach out to them personally and say, hey, what's going on? Can we help you with your business? Did this particular customer have any problems that we could help resolve or facilitate your experience to be better? And so we're doing that. Very soon what we're going to do is allow merchants to publicly respond to customer reviews. And of course, we'll also notify, as a part of that, we'll also notify merchants. As soon as a review comes in, we'll be like, hey, there's a review waiting for you. You can check it out in your dashboard and you can respond to it as well. So we are definitely going to do that. That is something that a lot of merchants have brought up, and it's pretty basic stuff, so we will be doing it.
Okay, so Nathaniel asked, do you bid on keywords specific to our niche or product, or do you only bid on general keywords like subscription, gifts, etc.?
I am guessing you're talking about Google right
Ads,
now.
yeah.
So Google for us, who asked this
That was
question?
Nathaniel.
Okay, Nathaniel. Yeah. So for us, we've seen, we've done a lot of Google advertising, display network, as well as SEM, and we've seen that the cost of acquisition is pretty high. So we're continuously finding different ways. Sometimes we'll bid on specific keywords. Sometimes we'll bid on generic. What we don't do is bid on branded keywords, because that is not allowed. So yeah.
Yep. Nathaniel also asked, do we engage with any affiliate marketing?
Yeah, we
Yep.
have affiliate marketing is a huge channel for us. We have box review sites. We've got niche bloggers so box review sites, the way we divide these two is box review sites, their core functionality, their core work is to review all sorts of boxes. Niche bloggers are people that are passionate about certain
Camping,
one particular
or
segment,
beauty,
yeah,
or
or
eco,
being
or
vegan,
right.
or witchcraft, or bodybuilding, or whatever it is. And so the kind of content that comes out from both is very different, and we've got like hundreds of partners, literally hundreds of partners within the affiliate marketing.
Okay, so Dan asked, can you share your calendar of upcoming features for the email marketing campaign?
Oh, that is a good question. It is, I don't believe it is public. That is an interesting thought. We may choose to do so. I'm not going to commit to anything right now. I think I will have to get back to you, get back to our email people and our
email us at
events
shop
people.
at Kraychoy,
Yeah.
and we can give you some more detail on that, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you guys leave, I want to ask you two questions really quick. This should say, do you have an active listing on the marketplace? So yes, no, but planning to, or no, and not planning to. So if you guys could just answer these questions really quick, and I have one more poll after this, so just stick around for just 2 more seconds. We'll just leave this up here for or one more question of this. And then while you guys are answering, Barbara, I'll jump on your pre-launch question. You asked how detailed of a photo do you need for a launch page? You don't need to have a box photo. You don't need to have products in the box. You could just use kind of a niche-driven photo. A good example that I like that we did in the webinar yesterday is from Yogi Surprise. They had just a girl sitting on the beach, kind of in like cross-legged, and it's just a stock photo. So you don't need like a crazy detailed photo of a completed box set for your launch page.
Yeah, but I would say, we've seen, so think about it from a subscriber perspective, right? When I come to the marketplace, and I am buying something that is not from GE or from Apple, I'm buying it from a small merchant. It's always good to gain trust, and showing them what has been in a past box, or what's been what you're coming up with. I think some sort of detail and who you are, I think the photos, the description matches a lot. So think about, as a subscriber, what would compel you to buy. That's the kind of information that you'd like to show on the listing.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to launch one more poll, and this is just about the answers that we've given to you. So, were you happy with the answers you got today? Are you, not only the answers that we went over in our slides, but the answers specifically to your guys' questions? And I'll let this up here for just a few minutes. And thank you, Barbara. Okay, I'm going to close this. It looks like most of us have voted. Give you guys a couple more seconds. And so I'll close this poll now. So what the earlier question was, do you have an active listing in the marketplace? And about 10% of you said no, and you're not planning to. I would love to hear from you. If you want to shoot us an email at shop@kraychoy.com, and tell us why. Be like, hey, I was in the webinar. I said I'm not planning to have a listing. Let us know what's up. I mean, we want to hear more about what's keeping you guys from the marketplace. This is something like we said, we're doing our best to make not only zero risk but zero effort. It's just a channel for you guys to get more revenue. So let us know what we can do better, how we can better answer your guys' questions, so we can not only improve this webinar but also improve the platform of the marketplace as a whole. Thank you guys again so much for attending this first webinar on the marketplace. We hope you guys got a lot of good information. And appreciate all your guys' questions and your candidness in answering our questions. Again, this whole thing was recorded, so it'll be up on Subscription School in the video section in the next day or two. And otherwise, feel free to shoot us questions at Shop at Crachoy, join the Subscription School Facebook group, talk to us there, and always feel free to reach out to support@crachoy.com if you guys need any help with anything at all.
Yeah, I think this is pretty awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, it was fun.
and I think the one key takeaway that I would love for everybody to take here is that the marketplace is something we're always looking at merchant problems, and the biggest merchant problem is marketing opportunities, and so that is exactly what marketplace is there for. The beauty is it's zero effort, zero risk for you. That is the most important thing. You pay for performance. So
Right.
and we're here to help.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Have a good day.